Have you ever danced before? Have you ever done a martial art before? Have you ever felt like a Jedi? Have you done all these things at once? Well, if you haven't but are interested, Kendo is here for you. Kendo, a martial art defined as the way of the sword, performed with a bamboo sword called the shinai, and also known as Asian fencing. It's a very hard psychological and physical progress, but once it sticks, you can never go back. So Kendo was not always a martial art to start off with. It was a way of life and dignity. It all started with a Japanese sword called the shinogi in the 11th century in Japan. This sword was used by the samurais during the samurai reign in the Kamakura period of the 13th century. And it was used for violent deeds, such as killing for or dying in honor. But starting from the Edo era, in the 17th to 19th century, it became more peaceful, with no bloodshed. And since then, the development of Kendo and the lifestyle of the samurais became what influenced many kenshi, or people who do Kendo right now. And during the Edo era, the creation of the bamboo sword, the shinai, was made, and it is now an alternation of the original Japanese sword that was used. And the art of Kendo is to have a balanced, harmonious, a controlled and composed way of oneself, and keeping the reiho, or etiquette, towards others. As I've said, the Kendo is the way of the sword. But this definition is not just a phrase, but it has a deeper meaning into it. The All Japan Kendo Federation states that the concept of Kendo is to discipline the human character through the application of the principles of the katana, or the sword. And the purpose of Kendo is to mold the mind and body, to cultivate a vigorous spirit, and through correct and rigid training, to strive for improvement in the art of Kendo. To hold in esteem human courtesy and honor, to associate with others with sincerity, and to forever pursue the cultivation of oneself. This will make one be able to love his or her country and society, to contribute to the development of culture, and promote peace and prosperity among all peoples. So now you know what the purpose and the concept of Kendo is, but what actually is it, and what do you do? So this is what Kendo basically looks like. This was a film from a competition in the 2015 Nabeshima Cup. And so, as said before, Kendo is the art of balance and harmony. And this is exerted through, exerted through ki, ken, tai, ich. Ki meaning spirit, ken meaning the sword, tai meaning the body, and ich meaning one. This simplifies the definition of Kendo into the synchronization of the spirit, sword, and body. And the ki, the spirit, which is not visible, is exerted through the ki-ai, or the shouting, as you heard in the video. The ken is shown through the movement of the sword, along with the movement of the body, which is shown through fumikomi, which is a movement of lunging in or stomping towards to your opponent. And with these synchronization of elements, these 3 strikes can be performed called men, kote, and do. The men, which is the head strike, the kote, the wrist strike, and do, the body or waist strike. And with these strikes, after each strike, a zanshin, or a follow-through, is exerted in order to show the continuation of spirit. So after each strike, you follow through in order to continue your spirit and show the elements of Kendo. Now, Kendo might seem very foreign and out of this world to you, but it is actually seen in the world's most famous, most popular fantasy science fiction film series of Star Wars. The lightsaber duels in Star Wars are actually derived from the elements of Kendo. There's a documentary featured by SportsCenter called The Evolution of the Lightsaber Duels, and it shows how Kendo has influenced the lightsaber duels. So if I were to show an example, the Kendo strikes would be men, kote, and do with a follow-through. But in Star Wars, it would be men, kote, and do. And as you can see, it's very more acrobatic, more fluent, less strict, but it still holds the simple elements of Kendo. And the next time you try to marathon all the Star Wars movies, try to look for those Kendo elements. And even though I'm standing here talking to you about my passion, I haven't had this passion for a very long time. I've only had it for 2 years. Ever since I was a little girl, I've always had a fascination with swords. But I was always confronted by taekwondo teachers who were like, oh, you should first get a black belt before you ever touch a sword. But on March 2014, I knew what I wanted as soon as I saw it. And from that time to now, I've gotten a beginner's rank of 4Q, won 3rd place in the youth division of the 2015 Nabeshima Cup. Got a chance to compete in the Team Taikai in the 2015 Longhorn Team Taikai. And was prized with the title Rookie of the Year of 2015 by the Dallas-Fort Worth Kendo Iaido Kyokai community. But there are times when Kendo does get challenging, since it's not my top priority, and I have other stuff to do with my life. It's very hard to balance out my schedule with it. But nonetheless, I can truly say that Kendo has made me a more optimistic, more positive, and just a more self-caring person. It's the reason why I'm standing here talking to you about this today. And even though I have a long way to go in my life of Kendo, I can truly say that it has changed my life for the better. So Kendo is not just the cultivation of oneself, but it's the relationship with others, as I said, the reiho, or the etiquette with others. And even though Kendo seems very small, I know there are places in South America and Africa who practice Kendo. And Kendo is a global community. The 16th World Kendo Championship was held in Japan in May 2015. And there were teams representing Bulgaria, Romania, Spain, South Korea, and the United States. And the United States actually got 3rd place in the championship. And Kendo is a global family. Everyone is accepted for who they are and what they are, regardless of their age, sex, or nationality. We respect one another and each other's cultures. Currently, we have a couple from Spain in our dojo, and we just had a visitor from France. And it's really interesting to hear about all the different perspectives and lifestyles of different people from all around the world. Kendo truly grants you a chance to become more optimistic, more open-minded, more preserving, more balanced, composed, controlling, and more self-caring. And it's your choice to embark on this rocky journey with many others around the globe. Thank you.